Hey guys, what's up? It's that younger Han fan, and I've been away for a little bit, but I'm back. And why not celebrate the new year and forget about Christmas? We'll talk about a little bit of Haunt. And today we're gonna be talking about I'm gonna do a 2011 Haunt review. Just gonna go over everything, my personal opinion, and some updates and stuff like that as far as history videos and other fun stuff. So let's get started. Got your park map right here from 2011, which is a scary person on it, and I actually have two of them for whatever reason. So, I'm just gonna kind of open it and go through everything. All right, this was a fun year. Not really, but I went on October 8th of 2011, so it was a Saturday night. And I went with, it was me, one of my buddies, and then two of my buddies and their girlfriends. So I basically went trying to get the kind of get like an unbiased opinion throughout the night, so I didn't really go with anyone that was gonna conflict my opinion. You notice I haven't cut my hair since the last video. Woo! You get cut. So I'll kind of go through everything that's in the order of the map. So let's talk about that. All right. So the first maze you have, well, first, sorry, before I start, I did everything except Dia de los Muertos and Sleepy Hollow Mountain. So yeah, okay, so we're ready to go. Okay, so the Slaughterhouse, basically last year I didn't like it at all. You can see in my 2010 review, I really butchered it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it sucked from 2008 and 2009. But this year's really good. They changed the layout a little bit. We still don't have the classic sign from the first year or the gas pumps, because gas pumps were put to IRC, but it was really good. They had like a sushi thing in there. They changed the layout a little bit, different. They had different talent in there, so it was really good. Definitely step up, and hopefully it'll come back another year. But if not, whatever then, because it's been there for a while. Okay, Fallout Shelter. My opinion, Fallout Shelter took a really big hit this year. They changed the whole layout of the maze basically. I mean, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but as far as I'm concerned, they changed it from my recent memory of it. And last year was really, really good. This year was still pretty good, but they didn't execute the scares as well. They didn't utilize the whole area. And granted, the night I went on was a really poor night. It was really crowded, and they had poor line management and poor employee work ethic. There was a couple times in mazes where the employees were just sitting around doing nothing and not scaring guests or not doing something. But, I can totally relate to that, not wanting to do anything at your job. Next one's Lockdown. Lockdown is, so Lockdown is actually the first maze I did of the night, so it seems like I would have less memory of it, but I have, a pretty decent memory of it. Once again they changed the layout of this maze as well, which I didn't like. I'm all up for putting new stuff in the maze, but if you had something that was really good last year, there's no sense in changing it completely. And basically what they had done is they had similar stuff still in the maze, like the washing machine with like the bodies in it. That was kind of cool. But I mean they had and like the electrical chair guy thing that like shakes, but they didn't have the there's one from last year. It says a snitch, and the guy's like a knife in his head or something. I'm pretty sure I didn't see that. And, I mean, just a lot of it was changed, and it kind of bummed me out for the first maze. But, that's okay. I'm sure it'll come back another year and whatever. Alright, here, so Delirium. Delirium, we had heard hype about it from late June through July, through August. And even the other the new ones, such as Invasion Beneath and Endgames, we had not heard anything about until about a month until it came out. So Delirium was hyped and hyped and hyped and hyped and hyped. And in my opinion, it really, really sucked. Here's the reason why. Because maybe it's just the night I went, I had talked to people that had went on other nights and said that the talent was better. But the particular night I went, there was not a lot of talent in the maze, which really, made it worse. A lot of the effects were on though, like the rotating mouth, the little wall that closed in on people and stuff. But I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like the soundtrack. I mean, I really didn't. It didn't really impress me at all. I thought that since it was supposedly 5 years in the making, I thought it was gonna be should be knocked out of the park. But knowing not, they'll soup it up next year, hopefully make it better. And if they get shittier, then they'll just keep it there for 5 years or something because they hate let their money go to waste. The next one's Terra London. Terra London was great last year, and I'm pretty sure it was great the year before. This year, I didn't see a lot of differences in the maze, which is okay. You know, why change something you have it good? But once again, it came down this particular night, this particular time, where the employees weren't doing. There wasn't enough talent in the maze, and they weren't holding people. They were just letting the lions go and go, just let everyone just completely walk through. So you know, as an employee at Knott's, you can't deliver a high scare value when there's so many people in the maze. You can only scare a couple people, whereas when they let groups of people in the maze, which is how it should be done. But this night they had maybe sold too many tickets, and everyone had suffered for it. The Doll Factory, everyone. Everyone, like, I don't know why, but a lot of people I see, they don't give the type of reviews I do, which I will tell you if it sucked or not. I'm like, oh, they tried, I mean, this one is another one that really sucked this year. Even last year, it wasn't super good. The first year I gone, it was pretty good. I think they kept this maze for like maybe the first year person or the second year person who maybe would think it's scary, but people have done it every single year. It's like oh, we put a new this in it, but you can't even notice it because 90% of the maze is the same, unless you have like the most keen eye, which no one has the most keen eye, where you can just look and go, oh, you know what, they put that in there. That's awesome. But, and once again, Doll Factory is probably the busiest maze in the whole park. It's the one that fills up the line the longest, has the longest line, and it just came down to the same thing, line management. Now, even if the line was good and all the employees were working hard, it probably would have been a good maze. And I've heard good stuff about it. And I'm not going to say it wasn't a good maze, but just the night I went, I didn't like it at all. And I thought it was a big fat waste of time. And, Dia los Muertos in 3D. I heard it got a little bit better. I didn't go through it, so I personally can't say. Last year was okay. I mean, and I don't know what they're doing with it next year. I have no idea what's getting pulled or not. But if it stays, hey, maybe it'll be even better next year. But I'm not really sure. I can't give you an honest opinion in 2011 on that because none of my friends wanted to do it because it was shitty. Next one's Invasion Beneath. Now, the whole queue for the line's pretty cool. They have these little what's it called? Fucking little TVs playing like newscasts, like, oh, the mine has been invaded or whatever. And that was pretty cool. It was nice to be done. The outside looked creepy as the mine always does. And it was pretty cool. They had, the whole queue of the line was good. And here's just what came down to Invasion Beneath it was a great idea, but it was poorly executed. Because I know the safety people that came in, they removed a lot of stuff. Same thing with Sleepy Hollow Mountain. They pulled certain things, and certain things were covered up. But, I think this is going to be a really good maze next year. I mean, not maze. A really good ride next year. And, if they soup up the employees in, they make the staff larger for it. I think it's going to have a really good chance to be great. And they had a cool things like in the middle of the ride. I think it's called the glory hole, or the big chisel. There's a big ass drill, and they have laser fights going on. And that was pretty cool to see. And and the employees in it worked really hard. And so props to them trying to make something happen out of something that was cut up by the government basically. Sleepy Hollow Mountain, another thing I really can't say a lot about. It's been good the past 2 years, I'm pretty sure, but usually we don't go on the log ride because it's kind of like a long ass wait, and if we're gonna wait that long, we might as well go on a normal ride. But I don't know. I'm sure they'll have it next year, and I can give you a solid review of it next year. Uncle Bo's Big Top of the Bazaar. This is always classic clown maze. It's really good. We're not like Uncle Ernie's Madhouse good or Carnival Carnivorous Clowns good. But, it's definitely really good, and I didn't see much of a change this year. They basically kept the staples. They kept a good maze. They basically stayed the same, and it worked out really good for them. Very popular maze. The 3D was pretty cool. They had the spinning tunnel, which they perfected in the 90s, and,